Hey Cactus friends, it's Jenny from Cookies Cacti. It is time for the 3-year update of the Saguaro seedlings that I grew from seed. I've done at least a couple of videos on these Saguaro seedlings. I think the first one was the Mighty Saguaro video that I did, probably 2 years ago when these guys just turned 1 year old. I think I did some repotting in that video and kind of talked about Saguaro and showed the parent plant and everything like that. And then last year I did a 2-year update, and now it's time for the 3-year update. Now between the 2-year update and the 3-year update, I don't know if there's been huge progress. It's really hard to tell because these seedlings are already getting to a certain size that they definitely can hold on to some water or moisture for some time. I've been more conservative on watering these guys this summer, which I don't know if it's right or wrong. I absolutely don't know. But you can see here that there are 20 seedlings in 3 1/4 inch pots in this tray. And then I think I have one more sitting here. And then I have, I think, one more sitting over there. Let me go over there and show you. One more sitting here, a little guy in a, what is this, 2 1/2 inch pot. Let me go back over to the other tray. So I was at my parents' place just yesterday, and I took some video footage of the mother plant of the saguaro seedlings. That plant is my mom's favorite plant. It is the most mature saguaro on their property, and my mom named it Julius. But Julius is the mother of the saguaro seedlings. We've been noticing that his arms are growing, but he is absolutely magnificent. And these are his babies. And in my first video on saguaro, in the Mighty Saguaro video, I showed how I got the seeds. Basically, Julius had fruited, and then the birds and the critters had eaten the fruit. The fruit had been knocked off of the plant and was on the ground. And I just found the shell of the fruit, and on the inside of the shell was some dried seeds. Otherwise, like, all the meat of the fruit was long gone. Somebody had, or maybe multiple critters had already enjoyed that fruit. And so just from the seeds on the inner skin of the saguaro, I harvested those seeds, and then I tried growing these. So these were sowed on June 26th of 2021. So they've literally just passed their 3-year birthday. These are my first and my only saguaro seedlings. Let me go grab a ruler. I should have a ruler out here somewhere and show you roughly about how big they are at this point. Finally found the ruler. So let's see, maybe we'll grab the biggest one. What is that? 2 1/2 inches tall or so. I don't think I'm aiming this right. Really hard for me to see. Some of the smaller ones, let's see. Maybe about 2 inches tall. So at 3 years old, this is as big as they've gotten. These guys sit under my shaded area. It's about 70% shade, along with all my other Copiapoa seedlings, Mammillaria seedlings, and so on and so forth. They are, you know, as exposed as everybody else is to the sun, to the rain. I leave them out here all winter. And it seems like on cue, my neighbor's dog is barking as usual. I often really cannot tell when they need anything because they're so spiny. I cannot squeeze the skin. Maybe I can stick, you know, like a stick tip between the spines to the skin and kind of give it a little push. Otherwise, it's full on guessing. And I don't have other batches of saguaro, so I don't know. To be very careful. Really don't know what they need. I think in the last 2-year update video, I also showed you some of my other seedlings, like the astrophytum seedlings. Let me show you those right now. So these are my second batch of astrophytum seedlings ever. They are astrophytum hybrids off seeds off my own plant. I think I sowed these in like mid-June 2021. So they just turned 3 years old as well. See, they've got some really nice flecking. These are in 3 1/4 inch pots, and I don't know if you can tell, but the soil is actually wet because I just watered these guys last night. And the way that I figure out if they need watering is that these plants are actually squeezable. So I squeeze them and they have give, and that kind of gives me a sign of when they're thirsty. But pure squeezability isn't necessarily 100% guaranteed of, signs of thirst. It could also mean that they lost their roots and they can't take up water, and that's why they're squishy. And then if you water them, they might rot. Or maybe they're already rotting and they're squishy, so the squishiness is coming from rot. You never know. But, at least it gives some indication. These are the largest astrophytum seedlings of that batch. I also have small ones. I'll go show you those as well. Smaller seedlings are sitting over here. I think I just watered these last night as well. And sorry about the neighbor's dog. And these are the same astrophytum that I was showing you with all the rust fungus from over the winter. And you can see that they have recovered since that breakout. Some of these have scars, but I don't really care. They're still alive. See those dark spots? I don't know if any of the treatments I used for that rust actually worked, because at that time it was already warming up and that rust fungus will not survive our hot, dry climate. Oh, here's the plant. This is the astrophytum that was in the thumbnail of that video. You can see all the scarring on the plant, but it's still alive. And then I think in my very first saguaro video, the Mighty Saguaro video, I also showed some of my other seedlings that were close to the same age. So I think these guys also just turned 3 years old. Mammillaria hepensis. It's actually really fun to look back on those videos because you can see how much they've grown since then. I think this also came from that video. Some more mammillaria. This is Comptotricha, I think, with the curved spines. I'll go show you some more. Back to the saguaro, and their neighbors are the mammillaria candida. Oops, sorry about my shadow. See, they're actually filling out the 2.5 inch pots. Kind of. More candida. Shidiana. Shidiana are pretty cool because if you repot these, they have really thick taproots. So I'm definitely trying to be a little bit more conservative on watering these guys. That one has fruits. Yeah, so that's the 3-year update on the saguaro. So as you can tell, by the time I'm 100, these guys may have a chance to flower. Or maybe grow an arm or something. Wow, these grow slow. And at the end of that 2-year update video on the saguaro seedlings, I showed some pictures of a saguaro that had broken in half on my parents' property. Well, I took some video of what that saguaro looks like today. That half that's still in the ground, I think is still alive, because that saguaro is still standing, although the top half is missing. Pretty darn cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. 3 years of growing saguaro from seed. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.